Now presenting Minutes with Michael, with your host, Michael. Welcome back. This is part 2 of the doubleheader. Silver lining number 2. You say, again, just to recap, you saying God caused the coronavirus for this to happen? No, we don't say things like that. Not okay. For 100 reasons. But silver lining. Things that we can look at the situation and say, here is some good that has come out of this. That is a marvelously human trait, is to look and salvage good, beauty from ashes, right? So, good thing number 2. Parents are beginning to shoulder the God-given responsibility of training and educating their own children. Now, before you go crazy, sorry, I'm trying to shift my hand here with my finger. Oh, there we go. I'll just hold it like this. I'm just joking. All right, before you go crazy and say, are you saying that public school's bad? Just halt. Slow your rollers. I am saying that there has been a prevailing mindset in the United States of America that it is the school's job to educate, train, and ultimately instill values in our children. You say, I don't believe that. I understand. I think it was Vadi Bokum who said, if you send your children to Rome all day, every day, don't be surprised when they come home as Romans. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that every parent is wicked and evil for sending their children to public schools, and I'm not saying there's not good, God-fearing public school teachers out there. That's not what I'm saying, or Christian schools or whatever. I am saying that parents are learning, wow, I understand my kid understands me, and there's not, while homeschooling definitely comes with its own set of challenges, a lot of the challenges that exist in the public school do not exist in homeschool. They don't. Peer pressure, that sort of thing is not really as big of a deal in homeschool, man. We got 4 kids. There's not a whole lot of peer pressure. You get the idea. No introduction of foreign ideas. And I'm not talking about isolation. I'm talking about proper insulation. You say, but I want my child to be a missionary. I'm not going to send my 4-year-old to be a missionary. I'm going to wait for them to be trained, and then they can go when they're properly trained. You don't send a private to lead a battalion in a war. You let them be trained. You give them some experience. You give them some practice. You give them some time to grow and develop and mature. Again, you don't try to chop down a sapling for wood. You let it grow. It needs to grow. And so you say, are you protecting your children? They're in a bubble. Yeah, usually when you first grow tomatoes, you stake them. You get them in a place where they are safe and where they can't be toppled by the wind. And then when they're strong enough, then you remove some training wheels. So yes, homeschool is wonderful. For the first third or fourth of a person's life to be able to be instilled with proper values, completely controlled by the parents and the wisdom of the Word of God, of course, it's a good thing. So yes, I definitely see this as a silver lining, that parents are saying, wow, I can do this. Or if you're saying, I can't do this, I'm pulling my hair out. I get it. I wonder if one of the reasons why you feel like you can't do it and you're pulling your hair out is because, well, 1, we don't have a lot of practice at it. 2, we don't have a lot of good resources to do it that we're just thrown on us, you know. And perhaps 3, because we're not. It doesn't fit very well into our schedules or our preferences. I think there's a forgotten ideal. I'm not just rambling here. Give me just a couple more seconds. There's a forgotten ideal, especially in the Western world, that when you have children, that come with the responsibility to die to self. I don't get to have all my time to me anymore. This is one of the reasons I'm doing it here at work. My Minutes with Michael, one of the reasons I'm doing it here is because when I get home, my children are going to want my attention. And they deserve that attention because I'm their father. And I think this whole concept of I'm their parent has been left by the wayside. Harvard just put out this magazine article about how homeschooling children is dangerous. You should check it out if you're ready to gag. It talks about how dangerous it is for this one lady. She goes, something to the effect of, can you imagine how dangerous it would be for a parent to have complete control and authority over their child 24/7? That's just not good. I said, what in the world? Well, then who on earth else has authority over them? Goodness. When a child no longer belongs to their parent, you say belongs, that's such a strong word. I'm sorry, man, I didn't make it up. There's a lot of uncomfortable stuff in the face of our current culture and society, but the scripture is clear. The model works is to have and to hold when you're married. My wife is mine. She's mine to protect. She's mine to cherish. She is mine to love. Remember the scriptures, I am my beloved and my beloved is mine? I think this does go a step further when it comes to a man saying, look, this is my wife. She belongs to me. Not in an angry, possessive, patriarchal in the modern sense of the word, caveman way. No, but in a loving sense, in a possessive sense. Listen, I want to belong to Jesus Christ. I want to belong to him. I want to be owned by him. I want to be taken care of by him. I want to be his possession. You say, well, that's different. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. It's a picture of Jesus. Jesus, that's a picture of the bride. The husband and wife. Come on, Paul spelled it out real clearly. And then children belong to their parents. Belong in the truest sense of the word. And as I understand and teach from the Bible, that my sons belong until they are old enough, until they are men and they are providing for themselves and they take a wife and they have children. There is a point of independence for them. And my young ladies, they belong to me until I give them, who gives this woman away, until I give them to their husband. You say, that's such an old-fashioned way of looking at it. Okay, let me ask you this question. How's it working for you out there? How's it working for us to not do it that way? With the divorce rate at an all-time high, with sexual perversions running rampant, with hyper-feminism on the... Tell me how well that's working. Tell me how well it's working. It's not. Oh boy, that we could go back to the roots of following God's pattern and God's model. You say, how did you jump on this from homeschooling? I don't know. I just went on. It's 6 minutes into this thing now or so. So one of the silver linings is parents are saying, there's this family unit. Like, we're always together. Imagine that. That we're taking this seriously. We just got chickens today. I don't know how we're going to handle all this. No, I'm going to love it. It's great. We have a dog, a cat, and chickens. It's wonderful. You say, well, you guys are practically homesteaders. Yeah, it's cool, man. I don't know. I like it. Silver lining number 2. Some parents are actually enjoying this. They're shouldering the God-given responsibility of training their own children. And that, again, that's not a slam on public school, Christian school. It's not a slam on them. It's just saying that I really do believe, and I won't apologize for this, is that it is not, no matter what schooling option you choose, it is not the school's job or responsibility to train your children in any way. That's the service they offer. You take advantage of that service, that's fine. It is ultimately your responsibility. And you may choose to delegate that, I understand that, but the responsibility lies right on the parent's shoulder, and the parents have been abdicating this responsibility and shoving it to whoever will take them, from a Head Start program all the way to after-school programs to school program. The less they can, you get the idea. It's tough. And a lot of parents say, I'm just not smart enough for that. I just don't get that. Part of that, I understand. Another part of that's just choice. We choose to waste our minds on useless drivel, and we choose not. Anyway, that's another thing. That is a silver lining. Ultimately, it is. Number 2, that's what it was. Have a wonderful day, Saints. If you hate me, don't leave anything in the comments. I've disabled them for Minutes with Michael, partially for this very reason. Have a great day. This has been Minutes with Michael, with your host, Michael.